that's not the end of it. We still have Frosties, and that is going to be quite a show.
Yeah.
Now, continuing here, this next match is going to be...
Both of these players look at wit's end already. They both look like it's been a long day.
They're both
and
very
I'm pretty sure this is losers.
This is losers, yes.
So neither one of these guys want to go home.
They don't. They don't want to lose anything.
And it's also it's kind of a mirror match for two rubies, but as you saw, he switched to U first because he just didn't want to risk, you know, how the beginning sequence of a mirror.
Very early DP.
And I am a big advocate of early DPs, but opening sequence, man, that's pretty risky.
Nice. There goes that Asian DP.
Oh man. And I really do think the thing about this match is Baba with George the 13th and Ruby, his mix-ups are kind of going to be, he's going to have better lockdown and there's going to be grosser, but the thing with you Ruby is their neutral together is so strong. Yeah. It's going to be hard for Baba to get started.
Yeah, and here we see that Joel doesn't want to waste a second. He's going to use all his resources. He has Ruby down 50% health. He has Rachel down below 50% health. This is going to be...
But, you know, Baba's turning it around. Like, he has Rachel out. He just needs to get George out. And unfortunately, he didn't drop George before the THC. And now his Ruby's really unsafe to whatever incoming mix-up that he's going to have to endure.
As long as he swaps out as soon as possible, he'll be fine. Which he should do it now.
He should, but he chooses to go in, which is awfully risky.
He had the opportunity, but he did act switch, which is a good call.
Yeah, that's actually, it was a tad riskier, but that's even more optimal than just raw switching. Like getting your resonance plays to build up for your solo anchor, he's thinking about the big picture.
And that's that's 10 origami.
All right, and this should be easy for Rachel to keep Ruby away.
But not only that, we have Ruby 6P, we have Rachel Lightning Rod. So this is going to be in his favor.
And
very good.
It looks like he called that out.
That's the typical trigger finger wake up Ruby super, and he got it, and it was.
And man, Baba with does a lot of supers at the end there. Yeah. I wonder if that will be a trend for the rest of the set. I mean, it's kind of risky. I mean, at the end there, that's kind of what it all came down to, is you block mine, I block yours on the supers.
Exactly, yeah.
But, I mean, in the mirror, things do kind of get wacky. And, oh man, what a gross mix-up there. And a good bait, but, can't quite punish it because he was already jumping.
Exactly, yeah. Now, the issue here is that he needs to stay in Rachel's space. You don't ever want to give Rachel the opportunity to lay out so many lightning rods, ever. Because if you do, that's going to be a big issue for the opponent.
It was interesting, if you notice just there, Baba kind of backing off back into the lightning rods, and it costed Joel a little bit of health, but not much. Couldn't get a big conversion. And I'm not sure why Joel's spinning a bar on these EX buzzsaws. Do you?
Every damage is necessary.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes even the tiniest hits. And the thing is, Ruby built so much meter, and sometimes it is kind of hard to combo the super. So that is kind of when you're feeling yourself.
And now the thing is, Baba has Joel, he had him in a very bad position where he was just attacking. Now Joel's he's just taking his face, and this is what we're going to see a DHC. It may not, I don't think he's going to kill. Oh, okay, not a DHC.
Baba needs to get him out, and he does. But he can't burst, he can't take another hit.
This is a dead Ruby for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
This is it. Baba's in a very hard position here. Oh, this is a very, very difficult position.
Now that was an interesting super. He wanted both, but yeah, that's a very hard mix.
George 13th is quite an abusable tool in this game.
And he's probably going to super here, and he might get a George off of it. But
no super?
I'm not sure if that was a drop or an intentional reset, but either way, it looks like that's going to be what does it.
And Baba takes it 2-0 right now. Joel is at the edge of his line right now.
Man, I think that might have been an intentional reset with the bats coming in instead of getting George, but like, I mean, it worked out. Baba's up 2 games, and Joel's gonna have to dig deep.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!
Very early damage. Ruby has quite a bit of good damage.
Oh
And
man,
that's gonna be
that was such a high risk with the.
There's George, and he's gonna get that
Yeah.
big conversion.
This is.
That's very good.
Drops the tail in, but it doesn't matter. Such a big deficit at the beginning of the match. It's going to be really hard for Joel. Joel needs to block here, and he gets caught on the advancing guard. Baba calling it out with the Rachel.
Joel already in a very bad place.
Yeah.
Already.
He's really showing like why Rachel can be like, you know, extremely strong in the second slot.
And that's. Nope. And that's game. Baba takes it. Very convincingly. 3-0.
Looks like a very, very quick handshake, and I'm sure Baba's pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
I think he couldn't quite make it out of pools in DBZ, so I'm sure he's really happy about that. I didn't make it out of pools.